Guys, welcome back to Lantern Life Farm. You know, now that the holiday season is upon us, one of the things I enjoy doing is making some sort of a heirloom holiday toy for my daughter every year. You know, last year we made the snow sled with the steam vent runners, and this year I wanted to do something a little bit different, and I wasn't sure what that was. So I did quite a bit of research online, looking at different wooden toys, and came across this little guy, this little animated monkey. And after doing quite a bit of searching, I was able to find the original source, which was the November-December 1943 issue of the Deltagram. And if you're not familiar with the Deltagram, this is a really cool publication. Ran for a little over 40 years, and it was produced by the Delta Tool Company. And this originally started out as a free publication that Delta Tool owners could sign up for. Inside the Deltagram, every month you would have lots of different woodworking projects that Delta Tool owners obviously could use their tools on. And this issue is kind of interesting because this is the holiday toy issue, but you know, of course, we were at war, and so this issue has, you know, different things. There's an aircraft carrier in here, there's a plan for this little toy gun, and of course, my favorite section is what they call the animated toys section. As you can see, this little monkey is featured as well. So what we're going to do is we're going to head out to the shop. I've got the wood stove warming it up out there, and we're going to get started.
So what I ended up doing was making a copy of the pattern from the magazine and enlarging it to scale. And I actually used the wheel to scale the drawing because I knew that measurement off the drawing. Then it was just a matter of using some spray adhesive to glue all of the templates to my wood. You know, and one of the things that was unique about this project was the different thicknesses of lumber that I had to use. There were some 5/8 used and there were some 3/4 used. I used hardwood. The plan called for plywood. And just when I thought I was done cutting everything out, I realized is that I had to make doubles because there's two sides to this toy. So the oak you see me using here is actually some oak that I split out of a couple pieces of firewood. It was just too good to burn. Ran it through the planer and was really impressed with how it came out. Worked out great for this project. And of course the last things I had to make were the wheels, and there are lots of different ways that you can make wheels for these toys. I already had my scroll saw set up, so I just went ahead, cut them out on the scroll saw, drilled a hole in the center, ran a bolt through them to kind of act as an arbor, and then I mounted them in my drill press and sanded them round.
Okay guys, so I've got all my pieces cut out and I'm ready to start assembly. You know, when you look at this little picture in the magazine, you don't realize just how many little moving parts that are in this little toy. So far I'm up to, I think, 16 parts, and I still have to cut a couple dowels to mount the rear wheels. So we'll get started on assembly. So the original plans for this called for using a 1/8 inch wood dowel right here. I didn't have any wood dowel, so I'm just going to go ahead and use this little piece of aluminum rod that I had laying around the shop. So to help me find the pivot of the leg, I'm just going to use my compass here, set it to roughly center, and then bring it over and get a rough mark right there. So for assembly, I'm going to use these little brass nails, and I'm going to use a 1/16 inch drill bit to pilot drill the holes that we just marked. These legs, I've actually over drilled the front hole and under drilled the back hole because I want this part to pivot. This one, it doesn't matter. So as you can see, it pushed out the back, but we'll cut that off with a pair of pliers. Okay guys, so I've switched inside because it's supposed to be a record 2 below
tonight in mid-Missouri, and I wanted to use this epoxy, and it probably would not have dried out there. Looking at the original plans, they give you a lot of details on what everything should look like, but they give you absolutely no detail on how everything should be assembled, and my best guess is it's just got to be glued together. So I'm going to use some 5-minute epoxy to glue this all together.
Guys, so I don't know about you, but I think the animated circus monkey here turned out pretty good. And I think it's important this time of year too that when everyone is chasing the latest and greatest technology item, that we think about giving our kids, something that teaches them to make believe, because I think that's an important skill. What do you think? Leave a comment below. We're definitely going to be revisiting the Deltagram soon here in some future episodes because there's some other projects I want to make. So be sure to like and subscribe to stay up to date with everything that's going on here at the farm.